crikey.
Yeah, I should have checked.
We also need to do 10 seconds of silence.
Yeah, we didn't do 10 seconds last week.
That's
Really? We didn't.
Yeah, it is much, much better when I eventually get to the editing, but if not, I can find some other part where you're quiet and there's no noise. It's just I have to like really find it.
okay. We could do 10 seconds of silence now if you want.
Okay, it looks like we might be live, though.
It's fine. let's just stare at it for 10 seconds. Close enough. It's really funny. Yes, total chaos this morning, as all mornings. It's
Time change.
Whatever.
There is a time change
for people who aren't watching this live.
Yes,
right. We've navigated a transcontinental time change.
This happens every year. We get twice a year. We never get better at it.
No, it's bad.
We never learn. That daylight savings happens at different times for different people.
I haven't, and yet I have to change what time I'm doing it to accommodate you lot. It's grossly unfair.
Start playing the American anthem.
Yeah.
Yeah, well. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I know. Just hand over the heart. There you go. God
all right,
bless.
we can start for real now.
Yeah,
wait.
Let's do this show.
Yeah, you go
I
first.
thought Andy was going to pray. Then he was getting.
No, I'm just cracking the knucks.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, pray for help on the podcast because we need it. Okay. This is Literary Roadhouse. One short story once a week. I'm Gerald.
I'm Andy.
And I'm an ace.
And today we have a tiny story, almost flash fiction, you should say. I wish I could say it.
Someone could, in theory.
Yes.
Daylight savings happens twice a year.
Yeah. It's because I'm an hour early and I'm not woken up yet, even though it's 2:15. So the author is Shinichi Hoshi, and it's called Hey, Come On Out. And I found it on lookupthenumber.typepad.com, but it's available widely on the internet. If you haven't read it yet, pause the podcast, go read it, and return. In a small village where a typhoon had swept away a small shrine, it exposed a hole about 1 meter in diameter, which, for those who are a bit out of date, is just over 3 feet. A young man shouted, "Hey, come on out," into the hole. When there was no response, he dropped a pebble into it. There was no sound from the bottom. Stories about this hole grew, and eventually a man came forward and offered to fill it in. And to sweeten the deal, he offered also to build a new shrine in a meeting hall. The mayor was pleased to accept his offer. And so, after building a new shrine, the hole-filling company moved in. They threw anything and everything into that hole. Nuclear power companies signed contracts. Military companies threw in unnecessary paperwork. Bodies of animals used in contagious disease experiments at the universities were brought out, and to these were added the unclaimed corpses of migrants. The company thrived, as did the village. New buildings shot up as the village prospered. One day, a workman was taking a break at the top of a new building, and he heard a voice. "Hey, come on out!" He could find no source for the voice, so continued gazing at the skyline, and missed a tiny pebble, which it skimmed by him and fell to the ground. That's it.
Okay.
Almost longer than the story itself.
I do have one quibble, Gerald.
Go on.
I believe the title is Hey, Come On Out.
Well,
Like
you
something
could
like
say
that.
that.
Right. There's hyphens.
Yeah,
I'm
there
just
are
trying
hyphens.
to read what the author
I'm reading more
wrote.
about hey.
Hey, that could, yeah.
Yeah. There's different ways.
Right. But it's probably not Hey, Come On Out.
Do I quibble about your introductions and summaries?
Probably.
No, but you might.
You quibbled about.
And you could.
Yeah.
It's literally, we got a whole podcast just ripe for quibbling.
All right. Before we quibble, what do you guys think of the story overall?
I loved it.
Okay.
I thought it was very cute. I think love is maybe strong, but it's cute as the Dickens.
Wow. And everyone knows
Crazy
how
deed.
cute Dickens are.
Right, Charles Dickens, the adorable little scamp.
Yeah, he's such a scamp. Yeah, I really liked it too. I think I liked it because it felt kind of old school. There's something about it that just felt like, yeah, it's like, all right, let's go back. Especially since I like have been on this very show griping about memoirs as fiction. Yay, it's different. It's it feels old school, feels fun. My only sort of like quibble, if we're quibbling, is just that one line where he explains the thesis, where he's just like, in case you missed it, he like breaks down into a line. But also that was also kind of old school. The line where he's like, where was it? Let me find it real quick. Where like it just explains the thing in case you missed it. Where they're all dumping things in. Ba, ba, ba. Whatever one wished to discard, the whole accepted it. The whole cleansed the city of its filth. The sea and the sky seemed to have been a bit clearer than before. And then, no, it was earlier. It was the scientist. The part where it's like, hide things that you don't want to deal with. Safer to get rid of something you don't understand. That part of it. Yeah. I was like, all right. But that's also the way that these stories used to be, right? There was just like a little like, in case you missed it, here it is.
Yeah.
So it was like of the style.
Yeah, and it was very simple, very. I mean, it's a real sort of twist in the tail story, which again is old school. People don't tend to do that these days so much, and so because that really is the whole point of the story. It's okay, let's strange hole and let's chuck stuff in it, and then when the twist comes, you go, aha, that's clever,
right? What foible did we hoist ourselves by?
Mm-hmm.
Where's our outer limits comeuppance?
Mm-hmm. And I like how it just starts like there's a landslide. All of a sudden, people are like, "There's a hole right here," like
Whoa.
That also has that old school feeling of it of just like it just is.
Right. Just
don't ask any follow-up questions. It's about a giant hole, and then you get to the end, and like you see the twist and you see the parable, but it still like makes no logical sense. But that's fine. It doesn't matter. And that's pretty cool. Like the whole
guess
itself
what?
isn't explained.
Guess what? I wasn't recording.
Well, you can start recording now and I'll rip the rest from YouTube.
Thank
the YouTube
you,
recordings
yes.
are getting much cleaner.
Sorry.
Time change.
I just looked at it. Why isn't the little wibbly line going along the bottom?
Yeah, you love those lines.
You need a wibbly line.
They're your favorite part.
So my introduction isn't recorded on it. Which is
this. They say that the spring one is the most dangerous one because everyone loses an hour. Look at us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we lost 1 hour. We're losing our minds.
We're all over the place. Crazy.
That's right.
Yeah, it's and I think the style of the writing is I'd like to read some more from this guy to whether this is a deliberate act to sort of reinvent old style stories for a new age, or whether it's just his style, whether this is what he writes. Be interesting.
And there is something slightly whimsical, despite that the hard, like it's a very dark kind of parable, but it's very whimsical as well. I like when he's like listing all the things that get dumped in there, and then randomly it's like girls' diaries. Like okay, right? Like there's like a
anything you don't want. It's great. I love it. I love how inclusive it is.
Very inclusive. But then you're putting in things that are like awful and obviously going to come back to haunt you. I don't know if a girl's diary, if it does haunt you, the person who is mad about it is the problem, not you. That is my lesson for girls out there. Yeah.
Well, and you know what else? The criminals who threw the evidence in there.
Oh yeah.
Probably they're still going to get away with that. Like
it's too much stuff coming out. So true.
There's too much stuff coming up. They're going to be way more worried about the toxic waste and contagious animal corpses. And like a bunch of evidence of crimes is going to rain from like hundreds of feet above the city.
It's going to be so hard to figure out.
You're not going to be able to pin it on anyone. The forensics are going to be all screwed up. Like they're still fine. The toxic waste is a problem.
Yeah.
The criminals are the smartest ones in this story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the little bit where it's when they're getting rid of Ministry of Defence unnecessary classified documents. Yeah, just chuck them in. It says officials who came to supervise the disposal held discussions on golf. The lesser functionaries, as they threw in the papers, chatted about pinball. There's a sort of societal comment for you.
Yeah.
I had forgotten about that, and that was
Yeah.
right. It's such an incredible line when I read it,
It's-
especially to include it on such a snappy little story.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
real.
Mhm.
Like, this is a real
just-
tight story. We're gonna have this joke.
Yeah. It's just It just, by the way, I'm still commenting here.
Mhm.
That was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I did like that. You know.
Yeah, and they built a nice big road. Everyone liked the big road from the city to the village. Yes.
This isn't to the village, it's to the hole.
Yeah.
The hole of shame. Yeah.
The hole of shame.
hmm Yeah. It was super tight. I really liked it.
Yeah.
hmm
Who's squeaking?
That's me. I'm squeaking.
Is it?
Let's see what I can do here.
I don't-
Is there something outside the window?
Yeah, it's coming from the other room.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
It's gone now. You did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
All right.
So,
Yeah. But yeah, it's so tight and it's just kind of good. You should just read it, but I don't know what else to say. There's a lot of lovely little commentary in there, like the golf versus pinball thing.
Right.
I wasn't 100% sure how to read the word concessionaire because when I Googled it, it could be two things, and I wasn't sure which one this one was.
Oh, what's the other thing it could be?
So which one did you think it was? People who sell concessions?
People who sell concessions.
That's what I thought. But then
like
there
a
was something about
restaurateur.
right, exactly. But then, let me look it up again to find
Someone
the
who
exact
makes
word.
concessions. It's just
No,
a guy
no,
giving
no.
things up.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
No. The holder of a
I'll do
concession
this
or
deal for
grant,
you.
especially for the use of land or commercial premises. There's like a real estate-y type
Oh.
terms. So now I'm like, wait, that might make
Oh
more
yeah,
sense.
that's that could be relevant. No, it's a guy selling hot dogs.
I think it's a guy selling hot dogs too. That's the thing. I'm like, wait a minute.
Similar sort of thing.
Right, but both
That's in
come up.
Japan though. It's
there's
probably not hot dogs. It's probably those real nice dough balls.
but also like if it's the holder of a concession of a grant for the use of land, how can you have multiple? So that doesn't make sense. So it has to be hot dog vendors.
Yeah.
It's very confusing.
Good points.
Is takoyaki the right thing? Yeah. They're selling takoyaki. I decided.
Nice.
Teriyaki?
Takoyaki. I'm not going to pronounce a Japanese word. Right?
Okay, sorry.
But phonetically, in English, phonetically, it looks like takoyaki.
Takoyaki.
Yeah, they're little like cool balls
With flavor.
with flavor. Cool balls of flavor.
Flavor. You can see the flavor. That's how you know food's really good when you can see the flavor crystals and the flavor sauces.
I've seen them featured extensively on the program Old Enough, where tiny children do errands.
What?
Takoyaki.
Available on Netflix.
Wow. Okay.
Little toddlers do their first errand. It's a whole deal. It's great.
Wow. Incredible.
Takoyaki is a ball-shaped. I didn't know this. Is a ball-shaped Japanese snack made of a wheat flour-based batter and cooked in a special molded pan. It's typically filled with minced or diced octopus, tempura scraps, pickled ginger, and green onion. Mmm.
See? Yep.
Yeah, I'll do.
So we all agree that this man was selling snacks.
Right. Sound snacks. Probably
Yeah, well, he
nothing to
wanted
do
to-
with land rights.
But then
Probably
he wants to
nothing.
branch out a little bit, maybe, and
You know
he's
what?
He's an entrepreneur.
Maybe he's both.
Right. He sells snacks and land rights from the one little stand.
That's right. Come here, get your takoyaki, dump all your secrets.
Dump all your secrets.
Yeah.
Okay,
He saw a business opportunity.
that's right. Yeah, so then the theme of it, we keep saying it's very obvious, it's heavy hand, but we haven't actually said what it is. So maybe we should do that part of it.
Oh, it's your there's a phrase, isn't there? Your things come back to haunt you, or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one's
But they're
dealing with the
things.
waste, no one's dealing with the horrible secrets. Everyone's just doing the convenient thing, not doing the hard thing. You have a mystery hole. You're like, fine, I'll take it.
Yeah.
We'll follow up
And-
questions.
And everyone's
Right.
benefiting. They got a nice new shrine and a meeting hall. And
I will say
all the
this.
waste is disappearing. Go on.
I will say this.
Mhm.
While it's probably not great to just dump things into a mystery hole, this mystery hole is very mysterious because, listen, when you
Right,
have
they
something,
did try to science first.
they tried the science first. When it's this supernatural, like didn't somebody like something got stuck part way down? When you
Right.
and
You
can't
can't
pull it back up.
anything back up. Right. They tried just a weighted cord
Yeah,
and
exactly.
could not retrieve.
Couldn't pull it back up. I thought that was great when the guy then unwinds the rope from
He's
around
just
his waist. All these
quietly
little tiny
unties
details
his
in a tight story. He's like, never mind,
I won't do that.
not for jumping in. Yeah,
And the scientist with a high-powered bullhorn.
incredible detail in a tiny story.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
Also, that's going to be real unpleasant when that like awful noise comes
Yes.
back.
Yes.
It technically will echo.
Right.
Yeah.
It can be heard for miles. It's one of the earlier things they did, so it's like a warning, right, for everything
Right.
else. As soon as you hear it,
Oh,
you're like,
toxic waste is
"No."
coming. Okay.
Toxic
Uh-oh.
waste is next. That was the first thing they did.
But will people remember, you see? Then there'll be some little old guy saying, hey, that's a warning. There's going to be, and they go, shut up, old guy.
Exactly. Yeah.
You don't
People are
know
gonna
what
be
you're
like, remember the
talking
bullhorn? It's going off right now, guys. They're like, it could be anything. It could be anything. You're being hysterical.
about."
Calm down. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then sick cows start raining from the sky.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
It's really cool.
bodies of vagrants. Yeah.
The more we talk about it, the more I like it too.
Yeah, it's really a fun, good story.
Mm-hmm.
It is, and I think the little bits that he drops in, he or she, don't know.
I did a little
He.
check.
Oh, well done.
Did a little checksy.
I think little bits, little nuggets of sparkle that he drops in really sort of brings it to life, doesn't it? It just you think, oh, that's really nice.
Yeah. I think it's necessary, or else it would border a little too much on a screed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So you need the little bit of levity, you need the bit of whimsy. There's a hole here. Why? That's not the question. Bullhorn time. Like,
Yes. And
we're
don't ask
moving at a
questions
quick
about
clip.
all
Yeah.
that time later. How come it just sort of comes? Don't ask where it's been. Just accept it.
It's just coming. Yeah. Yeah. And of course, it's commenting on a lot of things coming back to haunt you, but very specifically also, especially climate. Like the climate one, I think would be the heaviest, right? Like not handling pollution, not handling, carbon emissions, like just doing it anyway. And then it's all literally coming from the sky. So
Yeah, it's a bit like there's a program on TV a while back that shows they went to somewhere like Indonesia and they found shopping bags from our supermarkets in Indonesia because it just gets shipped by the container load out there and they just dump it. And you think, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we're dealing with it. We dealt with it. It's
Did we?
Right.
No, we put it in the
all
hole.
been
We put it in the
recycled.
hole.
The United Kingdom has dealt with it by not putting it into any landfills within the United Kingdom.
They put it in the ocean hole. Everyone knows about the ocean hole.
yes.
Look, some people cut those little packs that beers and soda come in. So you're
They
good.
don't come in those anymore. I haven't seen one of those.
LaCroix
in
does.
years.
It upsets me. Yeah, I know.
LaCroix of all people?
When you buy it by the big box at like Costco, yes, and it pisses me off because one, I have to sit there
Wow.
cutting these things. That's annoying.
I
And
haven't
two, why?
seen one of those in years.
The LaCroix still do, and it upsets me because you know why? I get other things in cans that don't have it. It's not necessary.
Not necessary.
Yeah, but you can't.
Just
beat that
endangered
Costco
sea
deal.
turtles.
Yeah.
Other things too, but who cares? Like, who cares if a fish dies? Honestly, I'm not afraid
Well,
to
we're just
say
going
it.
to eat it anyway.
Yeah,
Right.
but the
Sea
fish stocks
turtles.
are like dangerously low, and it's bad for the ocean. So actually,
Yeah.
we should care for like. But I understand sea turtles are way cooler.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. In terms of which one you sympathize with more on a human level, because you rate it as more, I guess, human-like, turtles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is
Yeah.
basically how we rate things. How much do you remind me of
absolutely
me?
how I rate things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Turtles, more human than fish.
Turtles are
Well,
more
it's
human
like-
than fish. That's true.
it's like how we
true.
rate immigrants, because the
It's
nice
so
white ones
true.
that come from Ukraine. Yeah,
Mhm.
come over, come and stay in our house. Those brown ones, that oh no, we don't want those. Go away.
It's messed up.
It's sort of
Yeah.
it's strange.
Yeah. I don't know about strange so much as just horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
See, with animals, it's a little funnier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though
Thanks for bringing
octopus are
us
nothing
down, Gerald.
like us. The thing is, it doesn't
Sorry.
have to just be physical. It doesn't have to be physical because octopus look nothing like us, don't really behave like us, but we know they're super smart and they like puzzles. So now I feel weird, you know?
Oh no, I'll kill an octopus. I will kill an octopus.
I will not. They're
I
too smart.
will.
Also, might be smarter than us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why.
Just saying.
Octopi are a threat.
They could literally be aliens. Also,
Octopi?
whales.
Yeah.
Octopodes,
That's why we eat them. Yum.
octopuses. How do you guys want
Nice.
to pluralize octopus?
I think it might be octopi, but I don't know that. I
Well, so
could
like there's
Google
a
it, but
strong argument for octopuses because it's an
there is.
English word that
Yeah.
had different roots, and in English we pluralize with pusses.
Yeah,
I'm gonna actually Google this now.
of course.
Both octopuses and octopi are acceptable plurals for octopus according to
Ah,
dictionary.com.
That's
Of the
such
two-
a cop-out.
Octopi.
Ooh.
Of the two, octopuses is the simpler and more commonly used. The proposed plural octopodes
I love octopodes.
Ooh, nice. That's changing
is
it up.
based on the plural of the ancient Greek word from which octopus ultimately derives. It is rarely used outside of octopuses versus octopi or octopi. Octopi. All right.
Podes. Yeah, podes, sort of legs.
Right.
Yeah, that makes
pods
sense.
and things. Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they're
Octopodes is pretty cool.
right. They're head feeders. They got heads and they got feet. Cephalopods.
Yeah,
Wow.
but mostly they just solve puzzles. All right, and predict the future. So
That's the,
They-
that's why
They've
God
got like
put them on
RNA
Earth.
recombination. Like they're weird, man.
I don't. And you would mess with them?
Yeah. Because otherwise
Dude,
they're
we
going to mess
just
with
read a
us.
story. We just read a story about being short-sighted. These,
No, I understand.
okay. I'm just saying.
Clock's ticking. We got to kill these octopuses.
No, other way around. I want to be on their good side when the big reveal happens that they all along were like in charge. All right. Are we ready to rate?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
6.
Wow.
Loved it.
I was coming in at a 4 for some reason.
What?
I know,
Yeah.
but then this conversation reminded me, no, it's even better than I remember, so it's a 5. And by
Yeah.
remember, I mean I read it yesterday.
Yeah.
Right.
5.
No, about the same. I was like, oh, it's real good. It's 4. But you know what? Like, there's something really beautiful about such a short, tight story.
Yeah,
It's really, really good. That's
Yeah.
a 5.
yeah, very skilled. And then putting in, like we said, all those little touches, little flares.
Right. It's still meaty. It's still
Yeah.
enough to chew on, even though the overall moral is like, oh, we're throwing toxic. Like the first thing we throw in is toxic waste. Like, okay, I can see where this is going.
Yeah.
Yes. I know what
Yeah, it
moral
would've been-
this will tell me.
It
Right.
might have been better to just throw some other stuff, like some garbage
No, off
from
the
the
jump
yard.
toxic waste.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a build up to the toxic waste, maybe. But
Yeah.
even so,
But yeah, real good.
Okay.
excellent.
So, Andy, what are we reading next week?
Next week, we're reading Geminoid by Milena Salazar Macia.
Okay. But before you go, drop your opinions into the bottomless abyss that is the internet in our Facebook discussion group, the Literary Roadhouse Readers. Do you want to read more fiction where people do an art as in real life, very stupid things? Keep this podcast going by leaving a review of Literary Roadhouse wherever you get your podcast and support us on patreon.com/Literary Roadhouse. Every bit helps. And as always, share this podcast with the concessionaires in your life. Until next time, read a good story.
Excellent.